What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Sneaker History Podcast. I'm chilling here with my two main men, Rohit and Mike. How's everybody doing?
What up, man? Doing good. I'm just out here, building, changing tables and things like that. Just out here doing work,
Doing dad things. No,
doing
I'm here
dad things.
because after the marathon moderation session that we saw our fourth homie put on, I was just like, I have to make sure that we do right by Nick because Sneaker Convos, aka the sneaker forum that should not be named, did awesome. I think it was great for everybody that was a part of it, that was in the audience. So thank you again for the support, everyone.
Can I
That
echo that?
was a fantastic event. Everything went as smooth and swellingly as it could have gone. And, I mean, everything, yeah, there could have been technical difficulties, there could have been no-shows, there could have been a lot of things wrong, and those things didn't happen. So, life is beautiful, life is good.
That's
Now,
right.
Mike, did you have changing stations already from your son, or did you get new ones and you're building fresh?
No, build them fresh. So we got these because yeah, his would have been like about 7 years old now. So got them fresh. We got them. We had one of three baby showers. We're doing a trilogy basically, and
Of course.
first one has provided a lot of items and just busted open the box yesterday, put it together, and we have a bassinet up next. So just got the tools ready to go, man.
Jordan purchases put on pause. We're
Yeah.
doing
So
baby
it's
things now.
hey, if anyone wants to sponsor my children, any brand out there wants to sponsor me from now until they get to college, I would love that. I'm not picky. Nike, Jordan, Bach Boys, anybody. Provide my children with shoes and clothes, please. Thank you.
I was gonna say
That's
I was in LA for the weekend and we drove by the Skechers headquarters a couple different times and I was like, free Mike, get Mike some Skechers money if you can. But alas, I
Yo,
think
they got a
everybody
bag too. What's up? We don't discriminate around here.
That's what I'm saying, man. Secure the bag. That seems to be the motto for 2021. The diaper bag.
uh,
Exactly.
Skechers has a bag. I thought they would have had like a small satchel or
Oh no, I'm
Of
talking about what's
course.
in their newest shoe because they always come up with these leading innovations or innovations depending on what part of the pond you're from. But yeah, it was really interesting because I'm so used to seeing the Nike campus kind of glorified in the right sense, even the Audi campus, and then poor old Skechers is just chilling in LA in some random corporate park. So good job, Skechers. Way to be inconspicuous even in building as well.
They gotta keep building those big old outlet stores, man. They say, you know what? Forget corporate office. Let's get these retail spaces up and booming.
Yeah,
wait.
let's
So
let's make our actual corporate headquarters a outlet store. Just like this is our
Yeah.
outlet store and this is also our headquarters.
Here's our office in the back.
I'm not kidding, but there are there Skechers stores?
Yeah, dude.
Are
Yeah,
there
There's a
retail
gang of
stores?
them here in Houston.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's one like two
sketch
miles away
gang.
from us, and it's huge.
Huh. Maybe this my eyes aren't looking for. A, I haven't been in a mall in over a year. B, maybe my eyes aren't tuned to look for Skechers. You don't look for what you're not. You don't see
Oh, for
you don't
sure.
see what you're not looking for. And I'd rather go shoeless than wear Skechers. So that's interesting. I didn't think they would have a retail presence. I thought they would have been doing like all Zappos and like
No, dude. These
direct
are
sales by
freestanding.
now.
They're not even in the malls. Like you driving by just a big old Skechers building.
Wow.
Yeah,
There's
dude.
nothing
Next
more
time I see it, I'm gonna
humbling.
take a picture and send it to you. You'd be like, why? Why is this a thing?
No, there's nothing more humbling. We drove by one outlet mall, and I think I saw a line, and granted, it was two people long to get into the Skechers, and I was like, "This is a circle of hell that none of us can ever imagine being affiliated in the sneaker industry to seeing the line to get into Skechers." But hey, man, mom's got to stretch too, so we're here for
Everybody
it.
do you, man. Everybody.
Maximum occupancy of two, and you got two waiting outside. Total of four. That's
Sell out,
crazy.
baby. Sell out.
So, sellouts, purchases, shoes in general leads me to a question for you two: is what have you been rocking, and what are you maybe looking to cop? Rocking and copping.
Yeah, man. So rocking, I got a sick deal. I think I showed you guys when I bought it last week, and I've been wearing them ever since. And it is the dead hype Adidas ZX 8000 part of the Adidas ZX pack. This thing was $53 at the Adidas outlet. Such an underrated model. I think people don't like it because of the canvas toe box, but it's leather guts in it. Really nice leather patches on it, and it just takes away the three stripes. But it's super clean. It's actually I guess nicknamed the Thanos because of the purple hues on it. But
Mm-hmm.
dude, six shoe. I mean, I really like it. I keep on sleeping, people. So I get these shoes for dirt cheap because it makes me happy. But Coppin is actually a mystery. I have something coming that was purchased. I don't know what it is because I have drugged my wife into my YouTube crusade. And
Oh.
so I want to do something different and say, you know what? Here's my GOAT list. Let's not go over a certain dollar amount, of course, but you pick the next year review and I will find out what it is when I open it. So we're doing a blind review. Should happen sometime. I think I'm recording it Friday when it gets here, and then it'll pop up sometime next week.
That's a
So
really
How are
fun
we not
idea.
sponsored with hot content like that, Mike? I mean, that's a
hey,
fantastic premise.
hey, man, sneaker convos got me thinking of like I got to do some different stuff out here. That's fun for me and then fun for the people out there. So I'm really excited because I have no idea what it's gonna be.
Now, I was just going to
Well,
say,
you have
as you were
some idea. You made the list, but you don't. It's a.
Dude, the
I'm
list is
guessing
like
it's a pretty
hundreds
big
of
list.
shoes long. It was
Yeah.
like I was like, here's the link. Like, here's my phone. Here's my want list, which is stupid because I literally going through there like, ooh, I want those. Lord knowing I don't need them. So it's I guess a carousel of what it could be. We just don't know.
No, and I mean, you're taking that loot box mentality into real life. I was just gonna say this as you were kind of saying it, and you're like, "I drug," and I was like, "Oh, tell me, Mike, you didn't become a drug dealer." And this is the worst way to admit to the
Yes.
world that you're a drug dealer is in our sneaker podcast, where you're like, "I drug my wife into this," not "I drugged my wife." Because listen, we need positive role models, Mike, and you're one of mine. So please, my heart was in my mouth, and I was very scared for a minute, but
We're not going down the
I'm
dark side
excited.
path.
I'm excited about this premise, and I'll be looking on YouTube on Fridays. It'll be my Winter Soldier Falcon activities, being like, all right, what hijinks did Mike and Brittany get into?
We'll find out.
Brilliant idea. I love it.
Thank you.
What do you have on foot?
So this weekend, like I mentioned, I was in LA, so I figured what better way to commemorate why I was in LA, which was to witness the surprise engagement of my sister-in-law. So I was like, we're ring chasing in LA. Let me go ahead and wear my LeBron 7 media days. And those
Ooh.
turned a couple of heads, and that was pretty cool. As for what I was copping, we'll probably talk about this during the course of the show, but there's another mismatched pair of shoes that are affiliated with LeBron that have caught my eye. I just hope that they're a little more readily available, and that is, I believe, the Air Max 95, but I don't think they will be as readily available as the 7, so here's hoping. How about you, Robbie?
Man, that's an interesting shoot because I think it's ugly, the Air Max 95, but it's also LeBron and it's Lakers, and it's not innately ugly. I just don't think it's the best look for me. But I'm still interested enough to where it's like, I entertain it, but I'll enter those for you. What do you think, Mike? Are those hot or not? I mean, they're dope, but it's just like it's a lot of purple and a lot of gold.
Yeah, I mean, I like them. I probably won't try for them. So, Rohit, you need an entry. I got you, my man.
I appreciate that. No, it's just one of those things where I'm not even a Laker fan, but the mismatched sneakers always get me because I just think once I saw that done with the Kobe 8, I'm like, this is the way to go. So we'll see. Robbie, what about you? Like, I know you recently received a package of sorts because you are staying blessed by the sneaker fairies and sneaker gods of the world.
Yeah, I've been wearing all afternoon my the Why Not Us,
Clean.
aka black and white Reebok Question mids. These suckers are fantastic. I've just been walking around the house just like, damn, these look good. Damn, these look good. Because they do. I've had a couple realizations with them on all day, and realization one is this is light years better than the white and black Dunk Low. They both came out last month or this month, whatever you want to, in March. And a couple things here. So just, I never had the white and blacks in hand, but if they're like any of the other Dunks, they're not very good material-wise. These are fantastic materials. There's some little blemishes in them, but that's just because they're real. And they've all come off with a little bit of spit and a finger rub. Everybody
go.
knows that move, right?
Yep, I
Hit
hear.
with one of these, pop, 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 pop.
Look, Robbie's ready for
All
kids whenever
felt
he
like
wants
quick.
them. Just right there.
Yeah,
Give
ready,
me.
man. They materials are better. They're just as classic. The question mid and a dunk, I would say, are right there, neck and neck with like iconic silhouettes, and they're available. Like you can get your hands on these. They're pretty much sold out on Reebok.com, but the foot sites have them. I almost bought them from Finish Line this week. I didn't know if I'd be getting these in person, so I had them in the cart, and I was like, if these don't show up in the next couple of days, I'm just gonna buy them.
Yeah.
Very, very big fan. It came with the Reebok Pump D Browns. I wore those to do some lawn work in the backyard today, just to give them like a little field test, and I didn't like them. Not gonna lie, the question mid I love. They're too boxy.
Okay.
It's a lot of shoe, and I was telling a friend that if I'm gonna wear a lot of shoe, I kind of prefer the 33 high, or like I don't know. I've never liked like the David Robinson type, really big and bulky retro Nike basketball stuff.
Yeah.
Really not my dig. So these pumps kind of the pumps, the 33 high, like David Robinson stuff, all kind of fall into the same lumpy category, like his big clunkers. And they're cool. I'm gonna keep them for nostalgic purposes, but just not my style. I'm definitely more of a question mid type guy than a pump.
So speaking of the question mid, Robbie, as you've been doing the errands in and around your house, wearing the question mids, did at any point you cross over any of the cats, and did you step over them like Allen Iverson stepped over Tyronn Lue?
No, as anybody who has cats, which the two of you both do, you step one way, they're gonna cross you. They're gonna go in a weird fucking direction, and you're almost gonna step on them. Exactly right. Like I was facing Tony, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go left, and she goes left too, and it sprints through my legs. Like, why? You have all these other options of areas to go.
Going through you.
Yeah, through. That was actually a great thing you brought up, Rohit, because for my copping, like Mike, I was looking on Goat. I check Goat every now and again for the double cross.
Oh yeah.
Reebok
Man.
question mids, and those were like $300 and something at one point. Now my size 13 is $200, so very, very reasonable. I just don't, man. I think I have 9 pairs of questions now.
It's okay.
I don't have a reason to own a 10th right now.
They're
I'm going to be enjoying
so
these.
good,
Why
though.
not us? These shoes will be looking at us. They'll be looking at me like, why not us, Robbie? Why not us? You're not going to wear us? You're going to wear. Yeah, no. These have been my shit all day. I've thoroughly enjoyed rocking them. I can't believe I haven't said. I try really hard to tell people don't buy stuff off Goat. Not to hate on Mike, just personally, I try not to. But then this, like Rohit said, I'm going to keep going back to both of you. There's something about a mismatched shoe. When you have 2 different colored toe boxes and they're meant to be, man, it's fun.
It's all a part of the plan, man. That's how they get you.
Right. Do you not just have fun looking at your feet, though? You two listeners, you just get a little giggle to yourself.
No, I love walking and then just seeing, and I don't want to shame an entire golden generation because they fought for us in wars. Inevitably, I will get the old man like, hey, you wearing the same pair, son? He's like, no, sir, I'm not. And I'm actually colorblind. I was really hoping somebody would point this out. And then it's mumble, mumble, mumble. I fought for your generation.
Right. I thought I was so cool for a little bit when I worked at Nike.
They're calling you, bro. Look,
I used to go and wear my. I used to go and wear my white metallic. I had 99 Fire Reds back in the day. I used to wear those and my black metallic 5s, mismatch, thinking that shit was so cool. And then somebody at work just came in, man, that shit's whack. And I was like, fuck, you're right.
That's heartbreaking.
Whispering to myself, you're right, it is whack. But that's because they weren't meant to be. When it's a beautiful pair like Mike just showed, and they come in one box. And just on top of that, even the stitching on the vectors and stuff has like the red and the blue stitching. Very, very nice touches on that shoe. Do we have any reviews?
So I checked the reviews. We have no new reviews in Audible nor on Apple. So I'm going to send a personal message out to our growing fan base. The next review we read, get on the Patreon. If you prove to me that you were the one that wrote that review, even if it's on a significant other or a child's account, we will get you a bag of your favorite candy. Just no questions asked. But we need these reviews because unfortunately that's what makes us successful, is the fact that we get the adulation from our community and we're not getting it. And I don't want to be stern dad mode, but please write us reviews. Please subscribe to everything that we do, whether it's the Sneaker Convos or the Mad Watcher or even looking inside Robbie's closet, because all the support we need can only bring us bigger audiences, which can only make all of us feel cool, because we, at the end of the day, want to give back to the community because you guys have propped us up.
Yep.
And with the Patreon being brought up, our giveaway this month is crazy good. We have a pair of women's Seafoam Jordan 1s. We have the Flyknit Bread Jordan 1 mid, or I guess high. We have a really dope Nordstrom Nike bag, limited edition, co-branded bag, and some drop front boxes, some sneaker history merch. It's going to be really sick. But the Bread Flyknit ones are a shoe where if you don't have a pair and you want to try to buy one now, you got last danceified, because it being black and red instantly went up in price. So if you've been interested in that shoe and you want to help support us, think about joining our Patreon. It's our giveaway this month. Super fun stuff. We're doing it every month. We were just discussing what we're going to do next month already. So we're trying to think ahead for you guys. Lots of cool stuff. So hit any of us up, DM the Sneaker History Instagram to find out how to. But ultimately, it's just patreon.com/sneaker history. And that's the end of our housekeeping stuff. Always love doing it. I guess if you're watching this on YouTube, you got to like and subscribe. Click that bell. Ring that bell. Whatever people say.
Hit all the buttons.
I watch Mojo. Does
All the
anybody here
buttons.
just watch Mojo countdowns all day long?
I do.
And you're like, why the fuck am I watching top 10 worst cereals of the 1950s? I mean, who knows what it is, but it's just like, why? But you just do it anyway. It's background noise.
Once you get down a rabbit hole and you're working, you just hear like something piques your interest. You're like, oh, I didn't know that, and then you keep on going.
So here's my my shameless community. Since we're on YouTube, my shameless community plug to another channel. Mike, you might probably already watch this. I think if I'm watching it, you might be watching it too. It's called Toy Universe.
Yeah, I've seen it before. I haven't subscribed to it, but I've seen it.
Dude's just out here. I think it's not called Toy Universe. At the top of my head, I should probably have this down before I think about plugging somebody else. But it's just like top 10 action figures. Toy Galaxy is the name of the channel. Toy Galaxy. And it's just some bro who has a really good voice talking about his like top 10 favorite Batman toys or Superman toys and good stuff.
What's wrong with that? I'm a
Favorite
childhood
cat
anyway.
tails.
Yep.
See,
This is going to be our Patreon gift for next month. You will get an actual cat. So think about joining our Patreon, because there is a certain amount of responsibility. And
That is
I
one-
always tell people, because this is my cat that likes to jump on all the conference calls that we have at work. So if any of you have seen Robin Hood Men in Tights, and there's the joke of the mole that's in a different location in every scene, this is my version, because my cat will give me facial hair that I never knew I had. And the thing about this sort of facial hair is it moves.
That's a luscious tail.
We're a very follically gifted family once you join Team Malhotra.
Right.
Doesn't matter what the species is, we're just all blessed in that regard.
Beautiful. Speaking of blessings, there's a lot of shoe blessings coming out. I would say in the next 4 to 6 weeks. We'll keep it in that range. Keep it nice and liberal, because we have Air Max Day coming up on 3/26, a couple days after the release of this episode. So we have to touch a little bit on Air Max. And that's ultimately where we're going to start off the conversation. We have really kind of two big drops for Air Max Day this year. We have the Air Max 90 Quick Strike DQM, a.k.a. Bacon, Dave's Quality Meats, Dave Ortiz. One of the first true themed sneaker boutiques where you walk into there and there's a butcher counter, meat grinders, just crazy, crazy next level concept.
Yeah.
And as rumor goes, he didn't have an idea for a long time, and he knew he had a collab coming out. So last minute, he saw some bacon and was like, "That's it. The pink, the red, the kind of cream. I'm gonna go with raw bacon as my collab," and it worked. It's become a cult classic. I believe there's an Air Max 90 Current bacon. There's
Rocky
two
Current,
different
yep.
versions of it. Yeah. So just a true classic. I'm gonna full stop there before I go into the second shoe. Is the Air Max 90 really a true classic, or is it just a cool shoe with a cool nickname? What do you think?
You mean this particular bacon pair?
Yeah, this bacon pair, is it actually worth the fanfare, or does it just have a cool nickname?
I think it is because it just holds a place in that, no pun intended, sneaker history of what it was. I mean, you look back at one of the, I guess you want to call it original sneaker boutiques, and someone who's always going to have a place cemented in history. It's hard to compare to this, but I do because of just every shoe has a particular colorway you can go back to, just like you have the Pigeon Dunk. When I think of Air Max 90, besides the original, infrared colorway, I think of bacon. So to me, I think it is a very heritage-driven sneaker, and one that, when people look at it now, like, ooh, it's all hype. But back then, it's a shoe that people really, really wanted. I don't know what to say now. Hopefully, those who wanted it back then have a fair shot at get it this time around, because I think it is one of those legendary sneakers that could be, worn, beat up, or glass case, whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, I really like the sneaker, and to the point that Mike just made about heritage, if this is something that ties two generations together over a common bond, then I'm all for it. And I also look at the fact that when this shoe came out, I didn't see too many sneakers in this particular colorway, so I'm always a fan of sneakers that pop off a wall. And I think way back when, this would have definitely popped off the wall because of the fact that we are seeing so many different colorways with it. That being said, if I would get my hands on these, I wouldn't be opposed to it because it is still probably one of those timeless silhouettes. And this particular colorway, especially with the pink swoosh, can't beat it. So I like the shoe a lot.
I always wonder because there's these, and then there's other shoes. I think of like the Huff Quakes. Like they look really cool, or are they just really cool because time and rarity and storytelling has told us it's cool? The Currys also, like the Curry Dunks, they look cool. Like there's nothing wrong with them, but they've never really like grabbed me. Like, oh, like the medium Curry, the red Curry. Like I need all of them. It's like it's not. There's nothing wrong with them. I just think like the name and like the nickname, like the mystique adds more than just what the shoe is at the end of the day.
Yeah, well,
right.
This was a time when I was really getting into sneakers that early 2000s, and just seeing them on, much websites that would cover them, or I think I've said this before. Cribs was like the early like sneaker closets and like sneaker shopping. You saw all the shoes that the rappers, athletes, so on and so forth had. And just kind of going down that rabbit hole, just seeing all these things. That's how I remember it. So that's my nostalgia with it, just seeing it in my early years of really getting to shoes.
Mm-hmm. It's like I've never seen anybody, MTV Cribs aside, I've never seen anybody wear this shoe. I don't have any connection to it. So to me, it's just a commodity. I see this and I see $250.
No, that's fair, man. That's fair. I was like, ain't nothing wrong with that thought.
They're cool, though.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to cop. I am. I don't have a connection to them yet, but damn it, if I have them on my feet, and that's how you make a connection to them.
You're right.
Robbie, you're one of the finest bacon eaters I've ever seen, so there's your connection.
I love bacon.
Didn't you get a basket of bacon when you, recently for some reason?
I did. The old tenant of my location had a bacon gift bag sent to them, and I'm like, I'm not going to return this. The road ends here, bacon. What's funny is I went meatless for a while, and like bacon is what got me back in. Like I don't need steak, I don't need pork chops, I don't need burgers, but bacon, man, like bacon gets you. So this next one here is not like bacon to me. It's the other Air Max Day offering. It's the Air Max Pre-Day. Couple things I don't like about this. The first one being the name, the Pre-Day. Like, really? That's a stupid ass name. The second is that this looks like a Daybreak. It's just a Daybreak with a little Air Max unit in the back. It's like,
Yeah.
how many times over the last 3 years is Nike just going to keep rehashing the Daybreak silhouette with various collabs? It's just like Daybreak, 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 and I'm over it. The whatever Air Max unit it is, it's like it's kind of like a 200 unit. It looks like an Air
Kinda
Max
looks like
200 unit, which I don't know why they keep pushing the 200 unit. If you have the 270, which is big, bold, comfortable, and beautiful, and you have like a normal 180 unit, which is iconic and also just beautiful to look at, the little gimpy 200 bubble, it must be a price point thing where you want to get the right amount of air tech into the price point you're looking for. But just the fact that the Air Max 200 bubble exists annoys me. Like, I haven't seen one that makes me want to purchase it. I've seen a couple that look good, like the new AM2 Jordan, I think that's what it's called.
Exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah.
That one looks good, but it's not good enough for me to. Doesn't move the needle to get my butt in a store and buy it.
For sure.
But just this pre-day is a Daybreak with a cruddy name, and I just said Daybreak, but it's like all these old. It's just like every old vintage Nike silhouette mixed in with a 200 unit and calling it a day.
It looks like a waffle racer to me with the air sole unit, and
That's kind of what I was leaning to, Mike.
yeah, I thought it was one of those. I didn't know it was gonna be one of those.
Same vibe.
Yeah, no, same family, same range of things. It's just I thought it was gonna be one of those. You know how they do like the blazer type, all those other kind of weird looking ones. That's what I thought this was. I didn't know this was supposed to be a. I don't understand the pre-day. I didn't read the story on it because we already got the Air Max Zero, which was the initial sketch before the Air Max One came out. So I kind of weird that this. I don't see this fits in because it can't be a prelude to the Air Max One because we already got that. Unless this is another. I mean, they like to pull that story of like, here's another sketch Tinker did, and so I don't know if we're going through that storyline, but I'm with Robbie on this one. I just don't see a need for this. Cool. I mean, I respect that the 200 unit is a price friendly option, so that's cool because I want people who like those kind of sneakers to be able to get them. But me personally, I feel like they could have done better. If I had to pick a sneaker, I'd rather buy the Jordan AM20 or AM2, whatever it is.
I don't mind it, but I think the fact that it's associated with Air Max Day is the fact that it almost seems like a cynical way to drum up hype for it. So I don't know if I would cop at full retail price. I hope that anybody that wants this shoe can get it, but if this was in the back wall of an outlet a couple of months down the line, which it'll never be, I would have seriously contemplated getting it because I think looking at the shoe just by itself without any of the history behind it, it's a nice shoe. It's something that's a little light on the eyes, and I wouldn't mind wearing this, but yeah, I think the fact that all the bells and whistles associated with it probably will doom this shoe in a sense, and I really hope that whoever likes this shoe gets a pair.
Yeah, I agree.
It's inspired by 1970s Nike, so original Nike,
Okay.
and with that in mind, the pre-day, so Air Max Day obviously celebrates the birth of Air Max 326, but pre-day there wasn't Air Max tech in the 70s, so I think this is an imagining of what a 1970s shoe would look like with an Air Max bubble, not so much like a precursor of an Air Max 1 or anything like that. So
Air Max 75 in a sense.
Yeah,
Makes sense. I still not what I'm jumping out the window for, but it makes at least the story makes sense now for what we're looking at.
so I'm gonna hit one more Air Max while we're talking about Air Maxes. So there's a black and royal Air Max Plus coming out. This black with royal flames. I call them flames. It's supposed to be like palm trees, but
Swinging
whatever.
palm trees. Yep.
Yeah. They've always been flames to me, palm trees, whatever, Miami, blah, blah, blah. But it's just, in my book, little sub rant here, this is how you keep using old models in new ways. I mean, like, crazy colors are fun. They've put so many prints and graphics. Like, they put a whole series of Air Max Pluses with, like, the TN logo splattered
Yeah.
across the uppers. And I'm just like, man, why would you do that? Like, who's your audience for that shoe? I don't understand it. But then when you release a clean black and blue with white laces and white walls, my attention is grabbed. Like, I haven't bought, last pair of Air Max Pluses I bought were like the OG retros from like 2018 or 19, something like that. But I just see a good looking Air Max, and this is the kind of stuff that Nike should be releasing all Air Max month. Like, new models are cool. Like the pre-day, I guess it's now in their wheelhouse to release a new model every Air Max day. I don't need a new iteration of Air Max to celebrate the day. I just want the ability to buy good product if I want it. So like the Bacon's a great, bring back old classics. But then just like hit us with, you can do this black and blue Air Max Plus with black and yellow, black and red, black and purple, black and seafoam, like anything. And it will look so good. Just like, I know it's not the Air Max Pluses, kind of like B-Day. It's technically not even like the Air Max 90's birthday this year. Like, I guess there really isn't a good like year celebration shoe for this year.
Yeah, they weren't going to bring anything back out that.
But like whatever model they do, just like hit us with new colorways that just, I don't know, man. This just looks so good to me, and I want stuff like this all the time.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Because the Air Max Plus is my favorite Air Max sneaker. Last one I got was the Sunset pair from the 2018. I guess it was the 30th. I can't remember, 20th anniversary, whatever it was, 30th, I think. But yeah, just get simplicity. I don't think they realize that a clean retro something or a clean reimagining is always nice without having all the print or over exaggerating details. And speaking of that, I know we're gonna kind of go off the Air Max, wagon, just kind of side note, but I think my favorite shoe that's excluding Bacon that releases on Air Max Day is the Air Max One. Very very clean from what I see. It kind of is a second installation of that Air Max Evo sneaker that came out a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I think that's why I get really cynical about Air Max Day lately, because there's just nothing that really, I feel like they're trying too hard to introduce something new when they don't have to, because the Air Max sneaker is timeless. One of my favorite sneakers is the Air Max 2011. But I love that sneaker. Couldn't tell you like why. I just wanted to fit like a glove.
It's comfy.
It was, yeah. I had so many pairs of them, and if they retroed it, if I'm a person of one in line to get it, I would. But they're trying to they're trying to recreate the wheel, seems like, a few times, and they really don't have to. Like, this is me saying, hey, if you're gonna do Air Max Day, give us tradition, because that's what it's about. Spend some time building a new model, then come back to us once it's perfected as can be. But we don't need something new every year. I guess with people's attention spans, they think they do, but we really don't.
So I guess that leads me to my question, because my opinions on the shoe have kind of been covered by the both of you, but I'll use this as an opportunity to pivot to the actual Air Max Day itself. Are you guys considering it a success now that we've had a couple days or a couple of years of Air Max Day, so to speak? Or is your attitude always going to be the same around this particular mythology of a pair?
Mike, what do you think?
I think it'll vary from year to year. I'm okay with Air Max Day. Is when it spans out over a month where I kind of get like, all right, you're trying to market this whole all the marches of Air Max Day, which is, hey, get your money, understand. But I was really into it when it came out with the anniversary day Air Max 1s with the yellow highlighted soles with the 326 on the tongue, or the first contest they did with the Air Max Day where, the Sean Witherspoons, like, of course I had no chance of getting them, but I like the idea. Create the shoe, will come out with it. Even the less critically acclaimed pairs where they did all over the country, we're at the NYC pair, Tokyo Maze, which I love that shoe, just haven't had a chance to get it. I can't remember, the Shanghai 97 looked like water. I was cool with things like that, but it's when they start forcing things down our throats where I kind of like, all right, like I'll catch you guys next year. But if it's meaningful and it's something worth talking about, yeah, I'm cool with that Air Max Day. But it's just like All-Star. It can be here or it can be real down here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think in a perfect world, we wouldn't do Air Max Day every year. It would be just for the Air Max 1, and it would be every 5 years.
I'm okay with that.
So kind of like a World Cup thing where it truly is this big global event that brings us all together, and it's not diluted by the fact that, okay, here it comes again. It's March. Let's see what Nike has to offer. How many of these sneakers I'm going to try for, and ultimately not get, because there's that hype that's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on top of that, it's the Air Max 1's birthday, right? I mean, technically it is all of Air Max now, but like in 87, the Air Max 1 dropped. Like, I think it should be 25, 30, 40-year anniversaries just for that silhouette and do stuff like Mike was talking about. The yellow sole was really cool. I have the anniversary pair from, what was it, 2016 or 17?
Yeah.
And the box says happy anniversary on the inside. And it's little things like that. It's
Oh,
really
cool.
cool. Like, you don't have to have, and you just don't have to have something every year. And they're a business, they're a company, they're out here for the interests of their stakeholders. So they have to, and they're going to push product every March 26th. And nowadays, every March as a whole. So that's just, it is what it is. But in Robbie's perfect world, it would just be the Air Max 1 and meaningful milestones. I don't even think 5 years is meaningful, but 5 years is a good point to make money again. So
Makes
it's
you
like,
miss it after 5 years at least. Like, oh, I'm cool to buy another varsity red and white Air Max 1 if there's a new data on it or something, little tweak. So I'm right there with you, man.
I love and I think Russ said it during sneaker conversations or somebody, but like, if you have like the Air Max 1, for example, I wear mine only when it's nice days. So like only in like the summertime and not very often because I don't want to mess them up. Like, I like that shoe a lot. They look super good. If I knew I could get a pair every 5 years, I would wear my pair like it's meant to be worn for 5 years and then buy another one.
Yeah.
So
That'd be perfect.
the scarcity, it hurts not being able to acquire shoe, and it hurts trying to acquire it in terms of like resale spikes, but it also hurts when you own it and you're like afraid to fucking wear it. It's like, I try to hold no fee. Like, if I own a shoe, like, it should be ready within reason at all times. I'm not going to go wear an all white suede shoe in the dead of winter when there's snow and slush out. That's just stupid planning. That's just poor planning. But like, if it's
Poor life choices.
reasonably nice out, yeah, I mean, if it's reasonably nice out, I want to wear that shoe. And if somebody on the sidewalk steps on it, shit happens. Like, you're wearing it. Like, it's a shoe. Get over yourself. So that was a really long tangent. So I'm gonna pivot off of it. I'm gonna hit it with one Jordan, and then I'm gonna pass it over to Rohit. This is just on the top of my little feed, and I've been on the fence about it since I first saw pictures. It's the Patina Jordan 1 OG High. So there's a couple things going on with this shoe. There's the heel that kind of looks like the Shadow 1. There's the I believe it's called foxing, or the wings area. So the toe box up to the wing, up through the eyelets and the swoosh. Kind of that bronzy color reminds me of like the wings Jordan 1 from a couple years ago. And then you have like the stitched on Nike Air on the tongue, like the biohacks.
Yeah.
So a couple styles going on here. I think it doesn't work. Like, this is definitely one I'll be helping the Discord people with if they want it. But are you guys feeling this? Like, it's kind of like a Frankenstein Jordan 1.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about it?
Oh, go ahead, Roy. Look, you had a thought. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say this. I'm reading an article about it, and the first word that comes in this article that hit a light bulb in my head, so to speak, is the fact that this seems to be the Jordan 1 identity crisis, because there's a lot going on, and the shoe doesn't really know what story to tell. That being said, there is a certain quality to it that I'm sure in the right fit would make the shoe pop, but it's not necessarily for me, just because I think there's a little too much going on even for me, the fan of the mismatched shoe. But more power to you if anybody likes that. Mike, how about you?
I will go ahead and gladly take your injuries. I just need one pair because
Okay.
Oh, you
Robbie
want
already
these?
knows
I
this.
got you. I
Yeah.
got you.
Robbie already
We got
knows
you.
I'm a big fan of the Shadow, and I've just been reluctant to spend $500 on a pair of Jordan 1s. I just can't justify it because there's literally no technology in it. but this is just one step closer because I need these and I need the Shadow 2.0s, and I can be done with Jordan 1s for a good while. Um, but I like them. I just like kind of that. I like weird stuff. You guys know me, and it's just I like how it has a shadow back and he has that, the quote unquote patina. Even though I think that a true patina really doesn't happen that much on a black leather shoe, but that's just me. So they could have probably chose a different name, but I don't know. I'm cool with it. I like it a lot.
Perfect. You have my entry.
Yes.
That's why I'm happy we have different people here, because I have shadows, so I'm like, I don't need another shoe with this shadow back. But if you don't, like, that it's good. That's good insight to know that tickles the fancy if you don't have a pair of shadows.
Fancy tickled.
Fancy tickled, baby. But like the patina, I mean, call me stupid, and I don't want to Google it. What is patina?
Like the
It's not Rick
yellowing.
Patina, is it?
No, it's like the yellowing of leather. So, say you have a good example of that picture of the metallic navy Jordan 1s I posted, how they
Yeah.
typically are all white. Now they're starting to turn off white, and there's different places of like just changing of colors, just basically from being worn and being out in the elements. So, from my
Okay.
understanding, patina is just kind of just an aging process, almost a natural aging. If I'm wrong,
It's
y'all let
exactly
me know in the comments, but I think that's right.
No, as you guys were talking about it, I was a smartass that decided to Google what is patina, and according
Thank
to the
God.
Oxford Dictionary, it is the green or brown film on the surface of bronze or similar metals produced by oxidation over a long time. So to your point, Mike, it's definitely some sort of aging effect. And the Google images that kind of come across with that definition hint on a nice mint green as well, but I don't see that. But I definitely see the fact that this is going to be very bronze. So maybe as the shoe gets older, there's a little minty green surprise for all of us that decide to purchase for the sneaker.
So, would we say the Statue of Liberty is a product of patina?
That is because
Yeah.
that's the next
Oh.
thing in the Google images is the fact that we've got Lady Liberty herself, and it says right next to it that this is an example of patina because there are that kind of orange splotchiness on the actual statue itself is a fine definition and example of patina.
Yes.
I
You're
believe
smart.
in the Statue of Liberty's cases, you can call it funky gold patina.
Oh,
Oh.
if
Dude,
that doesn't get
yeah.
a review, I quit.
yeah, I don't care what you say
Funky
about it. I
gold
want a review on
patina.
that.
This is, and like I said, I don't want to toot our own horn, but toot motherfucking toot. The wordplay on that, Robbie. Well done, sir. Well done. Take
I
a
try.
lap.
The Peloton
I
Don
try.
wins again.
Yeah, of course. Peloton Poppy. So from there, let's go. Oh, go ahead, Robbie.
No,
Now, I
continue.
was just going to say this because we talked from one Jordan to another. The next Jordan we were looking at for our tasting menu today was the Jordan 5 Stealth. And this is based on a pair that was dropped in 2006. Although it isn't exactly a one-of-one reissue, they were saying that they've kind of mixed and matched some of the colorways from that. So my ask to both of you first, and I guess I'll go to you, Robbie. What are your thoughts on this?
I am very interested. I have always thought the Stealth Jordan 5 was super good. I still think it's super good. I like this. I don't think I like it more than the original Stealth. The Stealth OG, I believe, had more gray on it, and the blue was a little bit of a different color. But man, I'm not going to lie to you. I just don't have time to mix another pair of 5s into my rotation right now. It's just the materials leather-wise on Jordan 5s have been bad for a long time. I want to say years, going close on a half decade, where I see the leather on my foot and I'm like, just it looks plasticky. The blue's a little too light. Pardon me. So the gray was a little darker on the original. There was blue on the flames on the midsole. Now it's kind of like a darker, blackish looking spiel. I like them, but just not enough. Like
Yeah.
they're in that gray area for me, where like they're reverse grapes. There's been a couple 5s that have released over the past 3 to 4 years where I'm like, damn, I wish I would have bought those. But then I realized I didn't want to buy them at full price the first time, so I'm not going to buy them on resale.
It's fair.
But just they're clean. It's a really, really good looking pair of Jordans. Just not. I have too many shoes already.
Yeah. I mean, I think pre Last Dance, these things would be sitting on the shelf because the reissue of the Black Metallic 5 set on shelves in 2016. So I don't see anything special about it. I'm not there's nothing wrong with them. I am kind of biased because I'm not a huge 5 fan, but I feel like these are just really plain, which is again nothing wrong with that. If you like a predominantly, clean white shoe, little splash of color here and there, this is for you. But to make me buy a 5, it has to be a black metallic. It has to be a grape. I can't just do this knowing I don't like the 5 that much. So I hope that people who want them get them because again, I would say, what 2 years ago, you see these on the shelf for 149 with the little blue tag at finish line or whatever tag they put on at Foot Locker.
Yeah, I mean, to echo the sentiments of my two co-hosts, it is a very clean shoe. It is a very nice shoe, but it's not for me because I'm a sloppy man that gets stains on everything, and I wouldn't want to besmirch this pair. But more power to anybody that wants them. It's also a little blandish for me because I just think there's too much white, and the lining near the tongue of it is a little mismatched because I think either go black or go blue, and I get that's not the whole stealth story, but it's just not for me.
Yeah. I didn't notice that till just now.
To wordplay off of Rohit, it could stand to be a little smurfed.
Yeah.
Needs a little more blue.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Little more blue.
Yeah.
Well, who was this?
They're super cool. I can.
Was it Gargamel? Yeah, pick a lane. Either go Gargamel or go full Smurf.
I can really see somebody with a nice pair of khakis, maybe some mid socks, and these stealths, killing it. But just
Oh,
not.
I'll do
not
you
enough
one
room.
better. There is a middle school cool teacher that is going to dominate
hell
the
yeah.
school year wearing this shoe with those aforementioned khakis. So I'm here for that because we here at Sneaker History always like to celebrate education, especially for the littles out there. But this is ultimately not for us hood rats like Robbie, Mike, and myself. Maybe.
Dude, I just had a flashback. Because in middle school we had to wear uniforms, either khaki pants and a white polo, or navy pants and a white polo, or some variation of blue polo. And this is something that every kid who could afford Jordans would have had on with their uniform, because it literally went with it. So this is perfect for the middle school teacher or the middle school kid, whatever one floats your boat.
There we go. Alrighty. Then the next Jordan we have in the month of March is the Air Jordan 9 Change the World. This is a pair exclusively for women, based on the article that I'm reading. And I think this is, again, one of those mismatched pairs that I think all of us would probably hope to see in a men's colorway somewhere down the line, but maybe it's not going to happen. But it's a nice shoe. I think if I had to pick a Jordan from this particular month of the 3 that we mentioned, this would be the shoe I would possibly cop. But Mike, what about you? What do you think of the Change the World 9s?
I'm not a 9 guy, but with that being said, if I saw these in an outlet, I think my wife would like these. So I would, if I found them in an outlet at a decent price, I definitely would snag them for her. But me personally, I'm just not a 9 guy. But they're nice. I really like this. It's probably one of the nicer 9s I've seen come out in a long time.
They are perfect for my friends' daughters and sons who are under the age of 14. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody who buys shoes is 32. Yeah. So it's like they're not for me. It's a great shoe for kids, women. I don't know. Am I sexist if I think that I don't see like a grown woman wearing these? Maybe it's the colors. I just think kids, right?
I think it's one of the ones you have to hold in hand, because I could see an adult female wearing these. I feel like some things you have to hold in hand. And the picture being so small, it gives you kid shoe vibes looking at it. It's one of the things you have to see in person, and just seeing the colors and stuff. Seems like a good spring shoe, something ladies would wear out to, when the world opens up and have a, Sunday brunch, whatever it may be.
I see somebody wearing these to AAU practice, and they have their Jordan 35s in hand, and they're going to slip these off and put on the 35s. Just like, but for my eyes, it's a kid shoe. Not even specifically women's, boy or girl, but it's just... Yeah. It's a kid.
I was going to say, this is, Mike mentioned brunch. I'm going to go with a gender reveal. Like, I feel like this is a good gender reveal circuit shoe where we're going to see a lot of sneakerheads and their significant others probably wearing this shoe to commemorate what is obviously a very key and pivotal moment in a lot of couples' lives. So once again, mazel tov to you, Mike. And one thing I will say about this is the fact that we all have friends that are women because we're all modern men. And I've always kind of been educated on the fact that there are certain Jordans that the fairer sex tend to respond more to. The threes, the ones are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. But I never thought the nines were something that resonated with the ladies. Am I wrong in that assumption? Or are the nines considered one of those shoes that the girls can kind of class up even more than what the shoe already is?
I just think the 9
We
looks
can't
better
answer
in
that.
smaller sizes. Yeah, I can't answer it. But
Yeah,
I
we're not
know.
girls.
So, Britt, one of her favorite shoes is the Question, and that's a bulkier shoe. And she liked the LeBron. Oh my God, the Soldier with the straps across the top. So she likes basketball shoes when she does put on a pair of shoes. So it makes more sense for her. But I think it's on a per person basis. And I think just a 9 to me, if you're not Michael Jordan, I think in a normal person wearing a sneaker, it looks better in a smaller foot because it's just a lot of shoe. So kids and women, I think, have a better chance of looking decent in a 9 than, a men's size, 10, 11, 12, 13. Again, if you're not an NBA player.
I don't know. I'm gonna leave that open for our lady listeners. What do you guys think about the 9? I would assume it's a little bulky, like Mike was just saying, but I don't know.
Who's to say?
To each their own, man.
All right. So should we use this opportunity then to jump over the Jumpman and go to the Yeezys next that are coming out in this kind of weird March-April border?
We can do so because Kanye said, hey, Air Max Day, I don't care about you. Because on the 26th, he's releasing 2 colors of the Foam Runner, which is a $75 piece of plastic or foam that will resell for $800. And I'm still thoroughly confused. I think my interest has been piqued. I just want to put my foot in one and give it back to the owner. But, I mean, it's the MXT Moon Gray. And I think, I want to say Jock did a video about releases and talked about that when MXT is apparently, when he looks it up, as some kind of military off-road vehicle or some kind of color for granite, something like that. And then he's re-releasing this, I guess this one's sand, or I don't know if it's the same color as the initial release. But it's just 2 sandal things, look like a coral reef. Are you
They're
guys?
fire.
Are you trying to get one, Robbie?
If I could get my hand on it, I would absolutely buy a pair. Like the MXT Moon Gray. Yeah, that's fire. It's just so fucking weird. It works. It looks like I'm stepping into a hollowed out water type Pokemon, like the dead corpse of a water Pokemon.
R.I.P. Squirtle.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm thinking more like a Lantern. If you want to go like Gen 2 Pokemon.
I was thinking this
Manatee.
looks like a Wartortle's ear myself.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
crap!
it does.
The little sideways on.
It's so out there, man. It works.
I feel like
It does work,
in-house.
and it's. No, I was just gonna say this. I'm with Robbie. It's such a not an ugly shoe, but a unique shoe, and I do want to have a pair just for the looks that I may or may not get when you're wearing it. But if I had to pick between one of the 2 colorways, I'd probably go with the sand because I think that's a little more understated, which would highlight the weird architecture of the shoe itself. But yeah, it is a unique shoe. I can't wait to see this go for $1,000 and then me just sigh my head and proceed to yell at a cloud and asking what the hell is wrong with today's youth.
What?
But who knows?
God, I think I might try now. You guys have kind of convinced me because I was been on the fence. I think it's a terribly ugly shoe. I won't ever change that. But I feel like it's comfortable. Something tells me it's like one of the most comfortable things you could put your foot in.
So I guess let me ask you gentlemen this then. Is proper procedure to wear socks with this or no? Are we going sockless?
Oh, I feel like sock game has to be on point with these. Like you get the craziest socks, tie-dyes, whatever you can do. You have to put socks on with this, right?
I'm going barefoot because I feel like the ventilation is going to keep them from stinking up something nasty.
See, I heard they smell
That's
bad
what I was
already.
thinking.
I don't know. I mean, in
You
some
know
of
what?
the
Let's
pictures I'm seeing,
compromise.
there's
I'll
socks.
wear a sock on the left and I'll keep my right foot bare, and then we'll just see what
There you
feels
go.
better.
There we go.
Do some field testing.
Well,
Yep.
I guess I'll try. $75. What's the worst that could happen? I don't get it.
They're only $75.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why it's so dumb. It's $800 when you resell them.
Damn.
Dude, $75. You can buy 2 pairs if you were that lucky for less than a Jordan 1.
But it's also it's not a shoe. It's a mock.
It's
It's
a
a
sandal or
slip on.
something.
It's
All
a
right,
yeah.
Use this
Hey,
shoe to
we're
buy
done
yourself a
with it.
PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I was like, I can buy a couple, wear them, spray them down, put them back in the box very near DS.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. So I've had my eyes on these Gucci slides, these rubber Gucci slides, for a hot minute, and they're just like reason why I haven't bought them yet because I feel really stupid spending $380 on a pair of rubber slides. But they're Gucci, so it's tight. But it's like I would much rather have these for $75 than a Gucci pair for $380.
Yeah, you can get your return on investment way more on these if you get sick of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I would never let these go. I would wear them all the time either. But these are a moment in footwear.
Yeah, definitely a
They
moment.
most certainly are.
All right,
For
so
a
moving
moment
on
like
with the
this.
barrage of Yeezys, because if you guys have noticed, he's been putting out a shoe looks like every other day, and this does not fail for the end of March because on 3/27, the day following Air Max Day, we're going to get the next installment of the Yeezy 700 V3, the Kyanite. I don't know if it is a Kanye has found a new rock and named it after himself, but it just looks like a
Smoking that kyanite.
he might be something.
Allegedly.
But but it's a combination of looks like the alien and then that blue. I don't remember the blue color they had, but if there was an all blue one, then the alien pair looks like they just had a baby, and we have this, which I like the 300, or I'm sorry, the 700 V3. Cool looking shoe, just almost impossible to get your hands on unless it's that clay brown one. But all the other ones are just impossible to get in hand. So,
Yeah, I'd rather have the Quantums or
I do love the quantum.
than these. I mean, the Quantum silhouette, whatever the silhouette's called.
Yeah.
I don't like this. The 700 V3 doesn't do it for me. The V2, okay. V1 is the best. V3 is. I mean, so Martian Manhunter. It gives me like Martian Manhunter skin vibes, right?
See, I
Like
thought
alien
alien
vibes?
like the xenomorphs.
Xenomorph.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just.
Yeah, I was
don't know,
thinking
it's-
more American Gangster Blue Magic because when I actually looked up what kyanite is, it's a crystal and it's
Oh.
specifically good for opening up your throat chakra, encouraging communication and self-expression, and it cuts through fears and blockages, helping to speak one's truth. And if that isn't the most Kanye West sentence I've ever read on this podcast, I don't know what else would be. But
you
I
wrote
like the
that.
shoe. I think it's a simple shoe. Not gonna pay over retail for it, but hey, man, more power to you. Let this shoe unlock your truths, fellow sneaker history listeners.
Yeah. And people didn't notice. He dropped the price of the 700 V1s and V2s, but he raised the price on this one by $20. So sneaky Kanye. I see what you did there.
The man's going through some things, Michael.
Hey, I've seen a lot of the sneaker community really kind of poke fun at that, which is kind of jacked up. That's a hard time in someone's life. But they've called these are the like his divorce payments, basically all his lawyer fees. How he's paying them is by releasing all these shoes. So kind of jacked up, but kind of funny at the same time.
I don't know. I like to think that Kanye knew that Kim has like there's prenups there. He's gonna
Dude.
be all right.
He just came out with an article, and people that between his deal with Gap and his Yeezy deal, he's worth $6 billion between the two. Yeah, he having an emotional time right now, but his pocket's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, he, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but wasn't he the most prominent advocator, so to speak, for prenups and Gold Digger? Because of the fact that I think that's probably the most well-known advocacy for signing a prenup. Because we want prenup. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was about that life before he was
When
like,
you leave your ass, you're gonna leave with half.
18 years, Mike. 18 years.
oh, he
All
got
right.
18 years plus what, 4? Like, or times 4? I'm sorry. But
Hit us with that last one.
last one's going to be a desert boot, which I think is about 3 months too late. But hey, save it for next winter, next fall. But it's the taupe blue, and taupe has been the color of choice for Jordan Brand, Adidas, everybody looking to sell a sneaker right now. So we're sticking with that trend. And this is actually kind of cool. I like how it has the all taupe upper with looks like it's been dipped in blue on the midsole and outsole. And it comes out on the 29th. So 2 days after the V3. So keeping that trend up.
It's a soothing blue. And
Yeah,
maybe
it
it's a
seems
nice
nice.
pair to the V3 we just talked about, but I don't know. I think there's a little too much going on, and I'm not really a boot guy, so I'll pass on this one.
Yeah, it's a hard pass for me. I think this once you made that shoe a mid, let alone a boot, it was a hard pass for
Yeah,
me.
so this one, yeah, it looks like this is another version of the 500. Because that 500 upper, but it doesn't have that same 500 mid bottom. He's gone straight all terrain on this one. So very interesting.
Yeah, there's two variants. So there's the high with, like you just said, the 500 traditional tooling, and then there's this boot, which is yeah.
Yeah, stomp somebody out with that.
Stomp out all the bad vibes and open up your throat with the Kaizi, whatever. I don't know. Just it's just more stuff, right?
Man,
These Kanye releases, it's just stuff.
a lot of stuff, man. I gotta say that for a lot of
If
all the stuff. A lot of it's just like we're just filling up time and space with just things. And I'm like, can you give me besides that Jordan 1 that I like? I mean, if I didn't get it, I wouldn't be heartbroken. Nothing here is like I have to have it. Like nothing.
hmm
I mean, I
I
think
have to
that's
have the bacons and that's it.
no. I
I
was just
think
gonna say this. I think that's a sign of maturity that it's just this is truly a young person's game. There isn't something that I'm like I would push my own grandmother over to get that particular shoe, but yeah, I mean, I do support Robbie's bacon habit, so anything I can do to further facilitate that because it is a
will
tasty
do.
meat and Robbie's a tasty person. So there you go.
We're both salty. But that was a good look at what's coming out throughout the end of March into April. If there's anything you're particularly looking forward to, drop us a review, send us a DM, find us at Sneaker History, join the Patreon, all of that good stuff. But above all, thanks for chatting with us or listening to us chat for the last hour. We appreciate each and every one of you. I'm Robbie. You can find me at RAHBEE702. Mike, where can they find you?
Yeah, man. Find me on Sneaker History. Find me at MadWatcher789 on IG and Twitter. And on YouTube, find me at Mike Guillory. Rohit, where can they find you, buddy?
I'm at RohitM13 on Instagram and at Roheezy on Twitter. So thank you, everyone.
Killer. Well, thanks everybody and have a good day. Take it easy.
See you, everybody.